Green 18. Green 19.
Fournette, the running back. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Brady to throw. Throws a deep pass downfield. Got Scotty Miller in the open. Makes the catch. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Rodgers fires quickly. End zone is caught for the touchdown by Allen Lazard.
Just drive again back at the 21. Dropping. 3-step drop. Goes on the end zone. Caught ball. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans reaches up with one hand.
Just spins to his left. Comes underneath, and the pass is incomplete, out of bounds. Now they say complete. 3rd and 1. Rodgers play action, looks to the end zone. Rainbow Jordy Nelson. He's got it. Touchdown!
To the 11-yard line. There's the snap. Mahomes running to his right. Look out, he may run. Mahomes directly. Goes toward the end zone. Batted to intercepted. Picked off in the end zone. Bucks are going to beat the Chiefs.
Enough about our
enough
about our bullshit with our past lives as
enough
terrible
about us being
football
losers.
What's up, guys? I'm back, and welcome to episode 17 of the Battle for the Bay podcast. 17 episodes of this, Draz. Who could have believed it?
Not me.
But you guys probably missed what we did last week. But long story short, we should have picked a better game.
Yeah. Fuck you, Indiana.
Indiana, you had the hopes of the hopes and dreams of every single person riding on you, and just like Vanderbilt, you failed us.
Vandy at least didn't fail us 100%.
That's true. They at least knocked off Alabama.
Yes.
So did another team, but we'll get to that later. But for this episode, we got our normal pick-ems and reactions. Not reactions, but our pick-ems and news reactions. And toward the end of it, you'll see what I can drag up as highlights for the stream, even though there's like literally nothing that I can pull from besides Draz trying to get me canceled.
Hey, it was funny. Changed my mind.
Yes, it was funny, but it was the cost of me getting deplatformed.
You know what else is funny? The
Oh.
Bears still suck.
I know. I love it. I love it when they suck. It's a great time when they do. Anyways, Thursday Night Football. Technically, this is
Speaking of the Bears.
about to say Thursday Night Football because it's Thanksgiving weekend. We got 3 Thursday games. Just a question of, well, let's see.
Two of them. I'm pretty certain of the outcome already.
I think I might have the schedule buggered up. No, I don't. Okay. Wait out. Question: Do the Lions not have a Thanksgiving game this year?
No, they have one. Thursday, November 28th.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm blind. Okay, but week 1, Thursday Night Football. We got the Bears going to the Lions for the first Thursday night game of Thanksgiving. Well,
this is.
the thing is
I'm still undefeated with the Lions here,
you're 11-0 with them, yes.
and we're gonna be 12-0 by picking them over the Bears.
Draz, I don't know about that. I wanted to go to a Lions Thanksgiving games for the past 10 years. I want you to look that up right now and tell me their record.
This ain't the same Lions team, though.
Well, I know, and I want to believe in it, but at the same time, the curse is there.
Lions record on Thanksgiving.
Past 10 years.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They are 3-7.
3-7, and they were cooked out of a win last year, I'll admit, but still. Like, do I go with the new-faced Lions, or do I go with the curse?
Do you trust the Bears to stop the Lions' run game?
Well, no, but weirder things have happened. All right, but out of caution, I will go with the Lions, but I have a feeling the curse will still be here.
It's the Bears. The Bears have the worst curse.
I know it's the Bears,
They
but
have
still.
a worse curse.
All right.
The NFC North have we might not always get along, but everyone in the NFC North is taking joy in teabagging on the Bears this year.
All right, but
All right. Game
next,
2,
yeah.
Giants Cowboys.
Yeah, our second Thursday night football game, or our second Thanksgiving game, I should say, not Thursday night football. Thanksgiving. How do you gauge this one?
Well, I gauge this one by saying I would never pick the Cowboys again for this whole season, so I'm picking the Giants.
Dude,
but
I know you guys have that thing in place, but at the same time, the Giants are terrible.
Yes.
Now, would I love seeing the
horrible.
Cowboys get blown out on Thanksgiving? Yes. Do I think it's going to happen? No. In fact, I am going to take the Cowboys here because the Giants are terrible. Like, I know you have that thing in place, but the Giants are terrible. You got to admit that.
The difference between the Giants and the Washington Commanders is that they don't have Cliff Kingsbury in November and December, and they have a decent secondary.
Oh, that's completely true, but still.
So I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants lock up the Cowboys offense without Dak Prescott. So.
All right, so I'm going Cowboys, you're going Giants?
Yes.
All right, we have our first split. All right, last Thanksgiving game, it is the Dolphins going to Lambeau Field to play the Packers.
This one's a tough one. Historically, we've handled the Dolphins.
Not saying historically the Dolphins don't do good in the cold.
But the Dolphins they're not in must win yet, but
I would argue that they are because it's getting into the last few weeks of the season.
Yeah, it's certainly getting close to must win.
Yeah, there's 6 games left. There's 6 games left. They got a push to do.
Oh, this one's tough.
But on the same token, the Packers have looked good. You just got to get a handle on Jordan Love doing his best Brett Favre impression. The question is, does that Brett Favre impression fuck him in the ass tonight?
Jacobs looked really good against the 49ers.
He did. What were Jordan Love's passing stats for the 49ers game?
Let me look. Do a quick Google ski. Jordan Love, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Josh Jacobs had 106 yards and 3 touchdowns.
And against the Dolphins, who have arguably a weaker defense.
Yeah, but a way better offense. That offense without Brock Purdy and...
Still, Xavier McKinney's out there.
Yeah.
He's had, 7 picks?
8, I think. 7 or 8. 1 or 2.
A pick a game, it seems, but
I'm gonna roll with the Packers.
Yeah, same. If Dolphins win this, I won't be too upset because I would have seen it coming. But at the same time, the Packers have their own playoff push to make, and they're in the 6th wild card right now.
At 8-3.
At 8-3, they're the 6th wild card, tied with.
NFC is crazy.
The NFC North is freaking crazy, and then there's the Bears.
Well, that brings us to our Friday game.
Yeah, Black Friday game, kind of fitting based on the team. We got the Raiders going to the Chiefs. The Black Hole is not going to be happy on Black Friday.
I was going to say, I'm sorry. There's no way I'm not choosing the Chiefs here.
Okay, If the Panthers can do it, if the Panthers can almost pull it off, so can the Raiders.
The problem is the Panthers have actually shown something.
Also,
decent.
you got to remember, the Raiders did this exact same thing last year against an arguably better version of the Chiefs.
Yeah, but this is arguably a worse version of the Raiders.
Yes, but it's still Aiden O'Connell out there like it was last year. Still Aiden O'Connell. The only thing is that they don't have Devontae Adams anymore, but does that really matter if Devontae Adams was not even that much of a factor that game? He had 64 yards passing.
They also don't have Josh Jacobs.
That's true. I think like that game was primarily a defensive game, and they still have pieces of that defense from that last game.
Yeah.
Okay, but against my better judgment, I'm going to go with the Raiders because they can't keep getting away with it. They can't. It's turning into so much bullshit in so little time. It's stupid. Besides, any
no.
Chiefs loss is good for the Chargers, who are right behind them in division standings.
Not anymore. They just lost.
Well, I know, but still. Rather the Chargers than the Broncos. I'm sorry if it was anybody but Sean Payton coaching them, I would not care.
All right.
But I'm taking the Raiders here. I have a feeling, and it's a good feeling. You're doing a
We
thing.
might have a split in this next one. Sunday
Hold on,
at 1 p.m.
are you taking a cheat? Are you taking the Chiefs?
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs.
For fuck's sake.
All right.
That's 2 splits.
We might have 3 splits here.
Might. Okay, go ahead.
Sunday, December 1st, 1 p.m. Texans Jaguars.
A date which will live in infamy.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm picking the Jags.
I'm with you, actually.
The
C.J. Stroud
Texans
pulling
have looked fucking horrible.
C.J. Stroud pulling an Orlovsky is the highlight of my year so far. He ran out of the back of the end zone to avoid a sack.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jaguars, not because I trust the Jaguars, but because I do not trust the Texans' offensive line.
I just want to look at the standings for the
And
AFC South real quick.
it's
Go on. I pulled it up.
It's making C.J. Stroud see ghosts.
Okay,
If you don't trust your offensive line, like he is so skittish. Like they miss open throws, they miss contested throws. They sometimes snap the ball, don't get the ball off, and just get straight up sacked instantly.
My God, Draz.
Every fucking way.
Holy shit. About to say, depending on how the rest of the AFC South plays, the Colts could snipe it. Because I'm going to pull up the Texans.
It could.
I'm going to pull out this Texans schedule real quick. Like for the rest of the year for them.
Here's a
About to
stat,
say, pull up
by the way.
By the way, pull up the Colts for me while we're at it so we can compare the two because they're first. Because they're first and second in division respectively. But hold on, with your stat first.
Sacks against. You want to guess the four worst teams?
Titans, Titans, Texans, Jets, Bucks.
Not even close.
Huh?
Well, the Titans are third. Texans are fourth. The Browns have 47 sacks against, so they are leading at 47.
Mm-hmm.
Bears are in second with 44 sacks allowed. Titans are in third with 41, and the Texans are in fourth with 40.
Gotcha. But
so they are a bottom 5 team for sacks allowed. Which is, I mean, look at the other teams around them: the Browns, Bears, Titans, and Patriots, and the Raiders. The Seahawks are the only other team that have a winning record around them.
The Seahawks are leading their division too.
Yeah, it's like there's none of the teams around them are good.
But here's the thing. Pull up the Colts schedule real quick because they're second in division right now at 5-7. I have the Texans schedule right here. The Texans, after the Jags game this week, they play against the Dolphins, They play against the Chiefs. They play against the Ravens, and then they play again versus the Titans. There is a possibility they go 1-3 or 1-4 rather.
The Colts go against the Patriots, the Broncos, the Titans, the Giants, and then the Jags.
All right, so that's possibly 3-2 maybe.
3-2,
So-
4-1, 2-3. So
Hold on.
depending on how things swing.
5-7, 3-2. That'll be 8-9 at that point. And if the Texans go 1-4, and they're 7-5 right now, it'd also be 8-9.
Texans would probably win the.
I'll say because I believe they split this year. I think.
Texans beat them in week 1, and the Texans beat them in. No, the Texans swept them.
Okay, so they would have a tiebreaker either way. So the Colts need to win 4 of those last 6 games. If the Texans go 1-4 skid.
I don't think they'll go 1-4.
Well, I know. I'm just
think
saying
it'll
that's
be
the
close.
hypothetical happening here.
Yeah.
But we're both going with the Jags, so it doesn't change a thing about this week. We'll see as the weeks come on what we're gonna do.
All right, Colts Patriots.
All right, I think the Patriots. Well, they got their asses handed to them by the Dolphins, so that split pick for me didn't work out too well.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll with the Colts.
Again, if it was not Anthony Richardson, I'd be more confident.
Richardson's played pretty good these last couple weeks.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, I'm hesitant because of Richardson.
Richardson
He
wasn't
went 11
great.
he went for 11 for 28 for 172 yards against the Lions.
Also had 10 carries for 61 yards. The problem that the Colts are running into is their run game without him is terrible. Jonathan Taylor had 11 rushes for 35 yards.
Yeah, and the Patriots got buzzsawed by an even better offense.
Yeah. So neither team is feeling very good.
I know, but in order for their dream to be
I'm basically going off of wins in this one, where the Colts have found a way to win 5 games.
The Colts are going to be going for a playoff push at this point. They're 5-7, and with the Texans continuing to stumble, they got to be like, we got to go now.
Yeah.
So I think I will go with the Colts, but begrudgingly, I will go with the Colts.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's a loss. I'm just
I know
out there too. Same thing with the Texans Jaguars. I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans somehow bullshit themselves a win.
Well, the
But
Chiefs.
this is the type of
what's
this
happening?
is the type of game the Jags win when they can't fucking
When
they
they
have
can't
no
do
chance of
anything
contending
else.
for playoffs. Yeah.
Like, the Texans are doing what the Chiefs are doing, except they're getting called out for it more with the amount of losses they have. Speaking of people who like to bullshit the wins, we got the Chargers going to Atlanta. All right, I got to take the Chargers here. They're a much better team. They just need They just need another receiver, and then they're good to go.
Say again.
I'm taking the Chargers.
Chargers?
Yes, I'm taking the Chargers here.
Sorry, my brain I had a brain fart there.
Yeah, I know. I was like, did you just die on camera? Like, I was waiting for a response, and I was like, did he die?
Falcons are off of a bye.
Yes,
right?
they're coming off of a bye, but against a team that's vying for their own playoff spot, against a team that's been stumbling the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, they beat the Cowboys, lost to the Saints, lost to the Broncos.
I gotta go with the Chargers. Bias aside.
I think the Chargers are the likely winner.
Don't tell me you're going against the.
But I'm gonna run the Falcons.
Oh,
this week.
Christ. Boo! Not Fabu.
Like I admit the Chargers I think are a better team this year, but I'm kind of going off of like probability, like coming off of a bye, back-to-back losses. Falcons, they're due for a win. It's at home. And also the things that the Falcons are bad at defensively, specifically the pass, the Chargers aren't super amazing at capitalizing on.
Well, I know it's because
I'm sure they can, but
they got two. It's because other than Lat McConkey, the rest of the receivers have stone hands.
yeah, it's like, okay, they struggled to put up points.
Also, I would like
really
to
comes down
press.
to,
I am
can you
talking about
stop the
specifically
Falcons'
their
offense?
receivers, not Will Dissly. He's. I'm leaving Will Dissly out of it.
Will Dissly's he's having his best career year, so
Yeah.
can't give him shit. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Falcons based on bad matchup and coming out of a bye. Falcons, I'm hoping that they adjust something. But we'll see. This is another one where it's like I wouldn't be surprised if there was an L here on my record. But I took the Chargers on faith this last week. It also didn't go very well.
Well, I mean, it went well for about 3 quarters.
Not really. After the end of the when they went for it on 4th and short within 2 minutes of the 2-minute drill at the end of the first half. The Ravens did and drove down and scored and made it 14-10. And when that happened, I was like, yeah, we're pretty much the Chargers lost. I was like, you don't let them go for it like inside the 20 on the opposite side of the field and then drive down and score. That's just the Chargers defense has kind of been exposed lately.
Yeah. But still, I'm taking the Chargers. I got more faith in them than I do the Falcons.
I have a little bit more faith in them than I do the Falcons, but we'll see.
All right, next game on the schedule. Seahawks at the Jets. Now,
Seahawks are winning this.
No, they're not.
Really?
I'm taking the Jets here. I cannot do it anymore with Seattle. Every time I pick them, they go and lose. Every time I pick against them, they go and win. I'm done with them. So I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. I might as well try and go for the upset here.
I'm going with the Seahawks. Jets are just too bad this year.
He admits it.
I don't know what the...
Finally.
I don't know. It's not that I've not admitted. I'm just saying everybody blamed Aaron Rodgers for literally everything. Like he's the hellspawn of Satan himself. It's like, there's so much fucking unnecessary fucking shit to the point where now the Jets are like, well, maybe we should move off of Aaron Rodgers. And what's the last 2 draft picks you've gotten in the first round, huh? Last 2 top 3 fucking quarterback picks.
Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson.
Sam Darnold and Zach fucking Wilson.
To be fair to Sam Darnold, Adam Gase ruined him.
Yes, I will say but it's the fucking Jets. Do you trust the Jets to hire a coach that will fucking immediately give you a better chance to win? They need new coaches, offensive coordinator, a new defensive coordinator, an offensive-minded coach. There's so many people that I could bring up that they should fucking hire or they could hire. But I don't think they will. They'll be like, oh, we're gonna hire Taylor Swift as head coach.
God fucking
I think
forbid.
that she's been. But yeah, I do not trust the Jets as a franchise, dude. They're just a shit ass franchise.
Well, I think this next game, will be your toughest choice. We got the Titans going at the Commanders. Titans coming off a win against the Texans. The Commanders are being led under Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, and are on a 3-game skid? 2-game
game
skid?
I believe it's 2-game skid. I'll check on that.
Yeah, 2-game skid. when they lost to the Eagles and the Steelers. And
Three
game
game skid. Steelers, Commies, Cowboys. 3-game skid. They haven't had a win since the beginning of November.
Fucking Titans, though.
Again, as I said, this is going to be your toughest choice.
Maybe not my toughest.
But even the Commanders can beat the Titans, and come on. Even the Commanders have to be beating them, right?
I gotta roll with. Fuck, I don't know.
Like, even the Commanders cannot be that bad. He's thinking. You can hear the cogs.
God damn it, dude.
You can hear the cogs working inside that brain of his.
God damn it, dude. Fuck it. I'm rolling with the Titans. Fuck it.
Really?
Fuck it. Cliff Kingsbury is a fucking fraud.
Well, yeah, he is.
I mean, they should teams that need like here's what you do. Here's what you do. You fire Cliff Kingsbury. The Bengals pick him up so they get a good start of the year, and then they just take away his play calling abilities.
Exactly.
Zach Taylor do it.
Exactly the opposite of what's been happening.
Yeah, so the Bengals have a great start, and then they fucking just continue the start. The Bengals, that's what needs to happen. There's a match made in heaven. The Commanders have just been so awful. Like I've watched full games of theirs last 2 weeks, and they are the whole reason they succeeded is because they were so good on first down.
Mm-hmm.
In those 7 wins, and they are fucking horrible on first down now. I think the Titans are just playing harder, and they're honestly a better team right now. Like the Commanders are gonna have to make me believe in them again. You know, the faith has been shaken, Cliff, and it's no other reason other than it's Cliff Kingsbury. Faith has been shaken. Onus is on you, Cliff Kingsbury. All right. So we got another split.
Yeah.
It's 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. 3 in a row, actually. 4, 5 splits.
5 splits.
All right.
Steelers, Bengals.
Damn. This is, again, they played down the competition last week. Do I trust they do it? Do I trust that they don't do it for a second week in a row?
Do I pick the Bengals again and get fucked out of another win?
If you pick the Bengals, I'm picking the Steelers based on that.
I have picked the Bengals twice in a fucking row, and they have lost in like the most misery-ridden way.
I'm waiting until you make a decision, because it determines whether or not I go with the Steelers.
Fuck.
Under pressure. Dun 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 dun.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Then I'm going with the Steelers. 3 weeks in a row, this is gonna happen to you, Draz.
The thing is you act like the Steelers haven't shown serious fucking problems in the last.
Well,
couple
I know,
weeks.
but at least the Steelers have a defense.
You say that, but all it took for the Browns to beat the Steelers is to double team fucking TJ Watt. He was completely useless. Completely useless.
I don't care.
Just chip him and he's fucking completely nullified. And yeah, look, 19 points scored, 18 points scored, and the only time they score more than 20, it's against the Commanders in the fucking Giants and the Jets. They've beaten up on bad teams, but they've lost to the Cowboys. They lost to the Colts. They lost to the early version. They won early against the Chargers before the Chargers were crazy, and they barely beat the Broncos, 13-6. They've made a habit out of kicking a shitload of field goals, and I don't think that's going to work against the Bengals. And the Bengals are in a must-win situation. They cannot lose. They have to basically win out. Which leads us to our next must-win situation.
Arizona at Minnesota. Okay, so if the Seahawks win, Arizona has to keep pace. If they lose, they can afford to lose.
Arizona had a bad game this week.
Yeah, a
lot
terrible
could have
game.
gone differently. Like, a lot could have gone differently. Like that interception, the pick six. He picked that off in the red zone, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, if you take that away, you take 7 points away and add at least 3 to the Cardinals. It's a different fucking game. It's a defensive game. Trey McBride had 133 receiving yards, bro. I'm rolling with the Cardinals, actually.
You're going with the Cardinals?
I mean, look at the last 3 games, or look at the last 4 games for the Vikings. Barely beat the Bears in overtime. Probably should have lost that game, but it's the Bears. 23-13 on the Titans. That game was in doubt. We were sitting there waiting to add a fucking check mark by that game until the fourth quarter, right? Vikings Jaguars 12-7. Didn't score a touchdown, 4 field goals. Colts 21-13. And then they lost to the Rams previously.
Mm-hmm.
They play up and they play down. I don't know what the best choice is here.
That's completely fair. All right. For the sake of not having 5 splits in a row, I will agree. But I'll say the Vikings have looked a bit fucky as of late.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would be surprised if the Vikings won. They've been able to win despite their problems.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is somebody's got to eventually capitalize on those problems. Somebody has got to be able to do something. And mark my words, I think Kyler Murray's pretty good at going against unorthodox stuff, or he's good at doing the unorthodox things.
Uh-huh.
Look for him to scramble a lot in the game against the Vikings.
Yeah. All right, next game. We got the Rams going to New Orleans. Okay, the Rams just got their asses whipped by Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
And that's putting it lightly.
And they barely beat the Patriots, and they lost to the Dolphins.
Just
Barely
Saquon
beat
Barkley
the
had
Seahawks.
255 yards and 2 touchdowns on the Rams.
That's running. He had 300 scrimmage yards, including
Jeez.
passing yards.
Now say Jalen Hurts just basically sat in the pocket with a daiquiri.
Yeah. And now the New Orleans Saints are 4-7. They actually are in a playoff wildcard hunt.
Ah. Well,
And they're coming off a bye.
Well, I'm still choosing the Rams here because, well, fuck the Saints, first of all. Second off, the Saints are still terrible. Their defense is still trash, and Matt Stafford will probably dissect that like a frog.
They have won every game since their coaching
Since firing
change.
Dennis Allen, I know. But still, their defense is terrible, and Matt Stafford thrives on terrible defenses.
Shit. I guess I'll roll with the Rams.
All right, good man.
I don't like it, though. I don't like it one bit. I think that's a loss.
Well, you probably make up for it tenfold with the amount of splits we have. I don't know if we'll split on this next one. That'll be up to you. But we got the Bucks going to the Panthers. Okay, the Bucks absolutely knocked the doors off the Giants, and the Panthers, they had the opportunity to do the funniest thing this season, and they couldn't do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna not talk too hard about it and just pick the Bucks. Roll with the Bucks here.
Yes.
The Bucks kind of need to win this game, especially if my thing comes true and the Falcons win.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Bucks are having
Whether or not the Falcons
they're having
win or
their own
lose.
playoff push. If they swipe the table or at least do 6-1 for the remainder of the year, or they just like win like if they only lose like one more game, it's 10-7 at least. And 10-7 is going to be good enough to win the division if the Falcons keep crumbling.
Yeah, it's going to be a really close division race because you can't tie with the Falcons.
I know, because they got away with last-second victories twice.
All right, Eagles, Ravens.
Oh, boy. Do I
Yeah.
go with Derrick Henry or do I go with Saquon?
Saquon.
Jeez.
The two best running backs.
Well,
I think it's going to come down
Derrick
to
Henry.
quarterbacks.
Well, if this is going down the quarterbacks, and I trust Jalen Hurts, then I do Lamar Jackson. Have you seen some of the throws that Lamar Jackson heaved? Overthrow after
Lamar's
overthrow.
been way better than Hurts this year.
No,
though.
I'm just saying in the last game. I'm just saying in the last game.
Yeah.
In the last game, there were several huge overthrows that he made when the wide receivers were just running medium routes. Whether it was miscommunication or something else, I don't know. But he threw for 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry had 140 yards rushing. Meanwhile, with the Eagles side of things, Saquon Barkley, as we just said, had 255 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts threw a touchdown and had like 170 yards throwing. So, kind of even. So I guess it comes down to
I think I'm gonna run with the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Like I think the Eagles, like, okay. I still think Sirianni's at
15-2.
I still think Sirianni's a hack. The problem is that the rest of the team has figured it out.
Yes, I agree. I had the Eagles going 15-2 at the beginning of this year, and it's looking like that could actually happen.
Yeah, if they win the rest of their games, that's 15-2.
I could definitely see them losing one or two, but anyway, I'll choose the Eagles over the Ravens.
Yeah.
Which means we probably won't have splits these next two.
Probably not.
Either.
All right, so first we got a Sunday Night Football. 49ers at the Bills. The Bills lock up the division with a win here, and I think they do it. Simple as that.
Yep. Not going to complain with the 49ers falling to 5-7.
Yeah. I had higher hopes for them, but hey.
Yeah, I think Bills is pretty easy of a pick, which leads us to Monday Night Football. Broncos Browns.
Jeez. Jameis Winston, terrible quarterback. Broncos, they're still out to prove something. I still think Sean Payton's a hack.
Bo Nix has been fucking good, dude.
Oh, look. Yet another quarterback carrying Sean Payton. It's not the first time that's happened.
It's the whole fucking team, dude. They have a good defense.
This is in spite of Sean Payton being there. I'm picking the Broncos.
besides the Ravens, this has been their last 5 weeks. They've held the Raiders to 19, the Falcons to 6, the Chiefs to 16. They let 41 up to the Ravens, but the Browns don't have the run game the Ravens do. The Broncos held the Panthers to 14, the Saints to 10, and the Chargers to 23. They have a legit fucking defense, dude.
I'm just saying, without the NFC South, their record is very weak, and that's only because Sean Payton knows that division like the back of his hand.
Yeah, but do you trust the Browns to beat them?
No. That's why I'm saying, in spite of Sean Payton, I'm taking the Browns.
You mean the Broncos?
Broncos, yes.
Yeah, I'm taking the Broncos as well. So we end on 3
We
agrees.
have 1,
4 agrees.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 splits this week. Once again, this week could determine between the both of us who is the better record. Oh, speaking of records, we both went I think 9-4 if my math was correct. 8-5 actually. We went 8-5 between the two of us, and I'm still a game up on Draz. I'm a game up on him by 113.68. He has 112.67. So depending on how these splits shake up, it could be an interesting week.
If I go 6-0, that would be nuts.
Yeah, no, I'll go to Orlando and murder you if that happens. Nobody can be above me in Pick-Ems. Nobody, especially the guy I'm doing the podcast with.
Are we first and second in Pick-Ems?
No clue. Actually, I'll check on that real quick.
I think we're second and third.
Yeah, we're second and third because the Ravens won. Yeah, I'm actually second. You're third.
All right.
If the Chargers have won, you would have been tied for first with Joy, and I would have been second. But with all those pick'ems out of the way, it is now time for the news. Okay, so this first one came courtesy of you, Draz. What exactly was it you wanted to point out here?
Well, you can play some of the video if you want to see what he says, but long story short, Malik Neighbors, he was super critical of the Giants this week. I mean, a lot of the Giants players were. And there's a little bit of an update on this story. Brian Dable said that he had a serious talk with Neighbors after this tirade Neighbors went on, calling the Giants soft or the way they play soft, and said that he had a talk with him about it. So we'll see how that turns out. But Neighbors basically said, well, to summarize, he didn't say necessarily that it's not all Daniel Jones' fault, but he was like, look, we have a different quarterback, same outcome. That ain't the biggest problem. So he went out and actually defended Daniel Jones a bit, which is what I've been saying for a while. Daniel Jones isn't necessarily going to go out and win you games, but when you have they refused to pay Saquon $12 million a year. And now look what he's doing for $12 million a year at the Eagles. It's like, and what's the fucking quote that they did? There's like, we don't want to pay somebody $40 million to hand off to somebody that we're paying $12 million. Was their quote. It's like it's a generalized quote. So I'd recommend anybody, especially Giants fans, to watch what Malik Neighbors said about the Giants, because he was super critical of them, and I don't think he's wrong at all. I just wanted to point that out and also be like, okay, look, Giants fans, I feel really bad for you, but your franchise the two New York franchises are horrible.
Agreed.
Well, two of the three of them. Buffalo, of course. But
technically,
two of the three
technically
of them.
Jersey. Technically, the two Jersey teams.
The two Jersey teams are awful. They are just goddamn awful. I was hoping the Giants would be better than this year, but I mean, you don't give your quarterback you pay $40 million any weapons. You have only Malik Neighbors out there. And you expect him to make magic happen. And you have a injury-prone Devin Singletary at number 1 running back now. Your offensive line has taken a step backwards instead of a step forwards. And you've got good you got good players. You have a rookie of the year candidate at corner on defense, but they're basically playing to try to have you guys win 12-7 or something, which is impossible to do when your offense can't control the ball and you punt every single goddamn fucking drive. It's impossible to win that way. It's just the Giants are one of the. Who would you say is the worst situation right now? Who has the worst no hope situation in the NFL SDS? Because right now I'd argue it might be the Giants.
Yeah.
It might be. It very well might be the Giants. Because the Jaguars, well, you fire your coach, you change a few things, you draft or sign a couple of offensive linemen. You could turn that around relatively quickly, right? I thought maybe it would have been the Cardinals, but the Cardinals all of a sudden are 6-5, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got the Patriots. The Patriots, say what you will, their quarterback actually is not playing horrible for what it's worth. He's not in the greatest situation, but they at least have hope that their rookie quarterback will work out, They're at least going through the Giants haven't even started a rebuild yet,
Well, technically they have with getting rid of Daniel Jones.
Well, yeah.
But
midway through the season.
Hey, better to start a rebuild whenever you know you got to start. So.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Next bit of news. The Bucks have lost Jordan Whitehead to injury. He tore a pectoral muscle during the Giants game while he was trying to tackle Danny DeVito. Or Tommy DeVito. Fuck's sake.
He just got really mad at fucking Jersey Mike's commercials. He's just I'm fucking done with this shit.
I'm fucking done with this shit. Gets thrown to the ground and tears his muscle. Oh, yeah, Lord.
He what is that, a 4-week injury?
Possibly four or more. Definitely. Because he tore a labrum. He tore his labrum during the Super Bowl year, and he played during the Super Bowl, so.
He'll be back for the playoffs.
He will, if there's a playoffs to play. But
next sort of news is something that I didn't laugh at Minshew's injury, but I laughed at the fact that dude, are the Raiders gonna be better or worse? I don't.
Yeah. Context. Gardner Minshew broke his collarbone during the game against the Broncos, and then they had to pull out Desmond Ridder to play, and you could tell that made him significantly worse.
I feel bad for Minshew because Minshew is. I'd say
I
he's
like Gardner
a
Minshew.
top 5.
I like Gardner Minshew.
I'd say he's a top 5 backup in the league if you put it he's your Jacoby Brissett kind of. He can get, if you have a good offense, you put him in there. He can give a little bit of a spark plug. He's not gonna completely turbo tank your team, but trying to start him the Raiders. I don't know what the Raiders were thinking this year. I don't know if they were just straight up saying, let's wait a year to judge the quarterback class, or I don't know. Because this year's quarterback class is really bad in college, as far as what I'm seeing. And I've seen some articles lately saying that the quarterback class is bad too. So I don't know who the fuck they're gonna what the fuck they're gonna do.
Well, I mean, Shedeur Sanders is constantly tweeting out, "Thank God," every time the Raiders lose. So
yeah, I guess maybe they go for him.
But I just want to look at the draft order real quick because I haven't looked at it since maybe mid-season.
I haven't either.
Let's see. I want the actual draft order, not a projected trade. Okay. Jags
CBS
right now
Sports
have the
Info.
first draft. The Jags right now have the first overall pick. Then it's the Giants, then the Raiders. What?
The Jaguars.
Dude. Hold on. Here's your top 10. Jags, Giants, Raiders, Pats, Panthers, Titans, Jets, Browns, Saints, Bengals.
Jacksonville is where hope goes to die.
Whew.
Oh, man. Jaguars, Giants, Raiders, Patriots, Panthers. Dude, the Panthers might not even get a top 5 pick. Oh, my God.
Once the regular season comes to a halt, we got to talk about shit.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the last bit of NFL news we have. We got college stuff to go over, so let's just start right now. First off, top 25 poll is out. Let's see. Nothing's changed in the top 4. Oregon still 1. Ohio shit still 2. Texas is still 3. Penn State's still at 4 to my great shock. But Notre Dame moved up to number 5 after blowing the fuck out of Army.
Yeah, Notre Dame is probably, I think, going to end in the top 4.
Yeah, but just know they're not going to do anything.
Getting better.
Just know they're not going to do anything in the playoffs whenever it comes.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd disagree with that, but right now, like, since some of their losses that they had, they have looked really good.
Like, I know that the Northern Illinois game was so long ago now, but still.
Yeah. I'm pretty I'm pretty confident in them now.
Yeah.
Riley Leonard has fixed it. He's kind of turned it around.
Yeah. But 7's Tennessee, they moved up 3 spots. Miami moved up. SMU's within the top 10. Indiana is still in the top 10. They only dropped down 5 spots.
I think they should be below Boise State, but
I mean, hold on. If Ohio State loses to Michigan again, Indiana gets in the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, like I understand, like that game was fucking terrible. I mean, watching Indiana, like, is that how every college game is? Just people, anytime someone blitzes extra people,
no,
they get to the quarterback instantly. Is that just an Indiana thing? Because they did not pick up any
it's a
blitzes,
team with
dude.
It's a team that doesn't have an off. It's a team with no running back that can pass block. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Running back from Atlanta that got cut because he couldn't pass block. Freeman, something like that.
Antonio Freeman?
Not Antonio Freeman.
Deontay Freeman?
Thank you. Maybe.
I think it's Deontay Freeman. I think I know which one. But yeah,
Devonta Freeman.
Devonta Freeman, yes. Indiana, they couldn't block pass rushers at all, and then they muffed a punt. Like that was just it for me.
Yeah.
So if they had played a turnover-free game,
likely could have won.
Up blitzes, they could have probably won. So,
like, at this point, we know they're going to get into. At this point, Ohio State's going to get into playoffs no matter what. We know that much.
Mix it in with the fact that Alabama and Ole Miss lost. They can't fucking drop them too far, right? Like,
we'll get to that. But Indiana's still at 10. Boise State got to number 11 after escaping Wyoming. Clemson is at 12. Alabama dropped 6 after we beat the shit out of them. How are they still even within the top 10? They're 3 spots away from it. Arizona's at 14. Ole Miss is at 15 after getting upset by Auburn. South Carolina's at 16. Iowa State's at 17. Tulane is at 18, who is the highest group of 5 team listed here besides Boise State. BYU's at 19 after dropping back-to-back games. Texas A&M has dropped to 20 after getting upset by... Damn, who upset them? Draz, help me out. Who beat them?
Who beat who?
Someone beat Texas A&M last week.
I can't remember what I had for breakfast, so
Well, I know somebody beat them. I just can't remember who.
South Carolina.
Was it South Carolina?
Yeah, it was.
All right. Number 21, we got UNLV, who are like the only other team that can rival Boise State. Number 22 is Illinois. 23, Colorado, after they got shat on by the Kansas Jayhawks. Number 24 is at Missouri, making another appearance on the top 25. And Army is here, only dropping to 25. I actually thought they would have just bumped them all the way down.
Others receiving votes: Kansas State had 98, Memphis at 46,
Syracuse 37.
If you look at the AFCA coaches poll, Memphis is in the top 25.
Yeah, and I believe the coaches poll is like official like for the playoff. Maybe I don't remember, but
Duke had 6 votes to be ranked and 31 by coaches, so that's pretty cool.
Miami of Ohio got a vote. But
dropped from rankings Washington State.
Yeah. But
Colorado got dropped from the coaches one.
But moving on from our top 25 poll, Duke is going to discipline Malik Murphy for raising middle fingers at fans. Duke coach Manny Diaz says quarterback Malik Murphy will face discipline internally after extending both of his middle fingers skyward in celebration after throwing a long touchdown pass early in the weekend against Virginia Tech. Well, I don't know what else to say here. Probably a good thing, but at the same time, it's funny.
Oh, wait.
What?
Diaz said Monday that Murphy's exuberant gesture caught on the ACC Network national broadcast was directed at offensive coordinator Jonathan Brewer in the booth after a practice banter a few days earlier. So it wasn't at the fans.
It wasn't at the fans. It was at the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, it was at our offensive coordinator.
What the shit? What did he do?
Oh, dude, that's funny.
Good.
I'm sorry,
great.
that's funny.
But
let me salute you. You did nothing wrong. I love you.
But moving on. We have an offense against a top 10 team. Who would have thought? Actually, freeze. We have a rushing offense. Jackson Arnold can't throw, but we have a rushing offense.
9 for 11, 68 yards. At least he didn't throw an interception.
Oh, we got that covered
like
already.
Jalen Moreau.
Jalen Milroe threw 3 interceptions. I think one of them went for a pick 6.
Yes, one of them did.
But I am so happy about this game. It made me so happy. Also, we're bowl eligible. So, hey.
Fucking... The fact that you guys held the Alabama to 3 points, it embarrassing as shit.
I know. It was amazing. I should have bought tickets to that game. I should have. But moving on. This is why Malik Murphy was flipping off people. The Duke Blue Devils beat Virginia Tech 31-28. Malik Murphy threw 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. That wheeze. I just hear that
332 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3. Hey, you got to give it to him. Duke quarterback was slinging it, dude.
Star Thomas once again got stymied. That kind of made me sad, but he had a touchdown.
I don't think our offensive line is that good.
But hey, receiving wise, you had somebody go for almost 200 yards, and he caught all 3 touchdowns.
You want to know something funny?
What?
William Watson had 146 passing yards on Virginia Tech. Their number one person, Ali Jennings, had 158 receiving yards. They had a backup come in and he out-received the passing yards their starting quarterback had.
Oh, that's great. But one more college football game I want to talk about. Kansas, you did it. You have punched Colorado in the face, and we're all rejoicing.
Oh, and the
I'd also like to point out.
this
was played in the Chiefs. This was played in the Chiefs Stadium. For whatever reason, this was played at the Chiefs Stadium.
Because of Kansas City, the Kansas Jayhawks.
Well, yes, but the Jayhawks are in. Shit. What town are the Jayhawks?
Their
in?
The Jayhawks have lost to. They won against Lindenwood. They lost to Illinois, UNLV, West Virginia, TCU, Arizona State.
They're in Lawrence, Kansas. I don't know how close that is to Kansas City, but still.
Yeah, but they win against Houston. They lose against Kansas State, 29-27. Their last 3 games have been a win against Iowa State, who was ranked at 17 at the time, a win against number 6 BYU, and then a win against number 16 Colorado.
They can only beat ranked teams.
They can only beat ranked teams, dude. It's fucking amazing.
As far as what Colorado did, Shedeur Sanders had 3 touchdowns, so they just got stymied, or they just made a couple of mistakes. Actually, no, they played a clean game. They played a clean game offensively. It's their defense that let them down.
Yeah, they just straight up lost this one. Like,
they couldn't stop Devin Neal. Look at his rush yards and touchdowns.
Yeah.
And Devin Neal also caught four catches for 80 yards and another touchdown. So he was their entire offense.
I will say Colorado has been turned around as a franchise, like as a college.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with
team.
that, but at the same time, they're starting to turn into the Cowboys with how preachy they're being.
Oh yeah, they straight up were considered, like, last year was a bit annoying. Like, they were acting like it was immediately going to be because Deion Sanders was there.
And then proceeds to go 4-8.
Yeah, but I will say Deion Sanders, he knows ball. I mean, he's obvious.
Well, I don't know if he knows ball, but he's a player's coach. I'm fine with the player's coach.
Oh, yeah.
But with that out of the way, that is the last bit of news. So before we head out, we got probably the last week of certified SDS predictions. I say it's the last week because this is the last week of normal college football. You know, our last rivalry games, our last, slate of games before bowl season and all the championships. So, with that established, we know the rules already. I give my picks. If I'm wrong, I say I was bullshitting. If I'm right, I say I'm a genius. Do we got that? Good. After 12 weeks, you should get it. First up, Akron will upset Toledo. Kent State will finally register their first win and beat Buffalo. In battle for the ACC championship, Memphis will beat Tulane. Oklahoma State will upset Colorado. Boise State will blow the doors off Oregon State. Let's see, what else is here? East Carolina will bullshit a win out of Navy. Let's see, Mississippi State will make it close against Ole Miss in the Egg Bowl. Let's see, what else is here? Stanford will upset San Jose State. Georgia Tech, to everybody's shock, will get within 1 point of winning against Georgia in good old-fashioned hate. Utah will beat UCF. Michigan, in the game, will make it 3 straight wins against Ohio State. Army will beat the doors off UTSA. Tulsa will beat Florida Atlantic. In the Battle of I-10, New Mexico State will beat UTEP. Oklahoma will beat LSU and getting a 7-5 record. Hawaii will beat New Mexico. Vanderbilt will finally get over the hump and beat Tennessee. Clemson will beat South Carolina. Northwestern will make it close against Illinois. UConn will beat the doors off UMass. Duke will beat Wake Forest. Louisiana will beat UL Monroe. Middle Tennessee and Florida International will go into 3 overtimes because they both suck. Let's see. South Florida will get bowl eligibility and beat Rice. Pittsburgh will beat Boston College. Maryland will make it close against Penn State. Notre Dame's going to blast USC. Auburn will make it close against Alabama. Syracuse will knock off Miami. Let's see. What else is here? There's a lot of interesting games here, Drez. NC State will beat North Carolina. And let's see. Indiana will beat Purdue. Oregon will beat Washington. Texas A&M on the first year of that rivalry being returned will beat Texas. Virginia will beat Virginia Tech. BYU will beat Houston. And to round out the last game of the regular season, San Diego State will beat Air Force. That is it. That is the last slate of regular season SDS predictions. The next week will be all the championship games. So, who knows? Maybe we'll do reactions to some of the championship games if those matches seem intriguing. Right, Jazz?
Correct.
But
SDS, real quick, can we have a moment of silence
for what?
For all the Bears fans out there. Moment of silence.
Nah, they don't deserve
silence.
a moment of silence. They don't deserve a moment of
face through it. Eddie, I couldn't stop keep myself from laughing.
They don't deserve a moment of silence. But anyways, that wraps up episode 17 of Battle for the Bay podcast. Join us next week when we talk about more bullshit. So hey, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below if you like the podcast, and we will see you guys next week for episode 18 of Battle for the Bay. We'll see you guys then.
Peace.